So this is Benny's old uniform.
True.
And these things don't exist anymore because Benny used to fly for Ansett back in the day.
Oh,
Ansett Airlines.
I vaguely remember something about that.
So I've stolen his uniform. And I think it looks great.
I'd like to know why you feel this need that you've got to get out and put your story out to the world.
I didn't have many guides, seriously. It's because I didn't have any mentors and any role models in my life when I looked around, and I was just stumbling around in the dark. And if I can help other people that are stumbling along, that need a little bit of a push or a helping hand, I want to be able to help people.
What do you think's been your biggest challenge?
You are loving this, Benny.
Oh, absolutely.
You're loving this. My biggest challenge.
Getting you to talk about
I
yourself.
know, I'm squirming. I'm like, look,
yeah,
my
I
hands are
know.
all sweaty.
Yeah.
Okay, my biggest challenge.
Your biggest challenge is actually getting out there and doing it, because you found it very hard to put yourself out there.
That's true, because I've had to put on so many masks and so many shields in my life.
Yep.
And it's been such a protective mechanism for me to show up in the world not showing my full self. So I got used to it. And then I've had to go and undo all of those things. And breaking free, it's funny because I was talking to a friend in Melbourne not so long ago. And I was talking about how sometimes we build a cage that we build for ourselves that we don't even know we've built because of our preconditioning or our family environment or dynamics. And we build a cage around ourselves. And until you actually stop and realize that there's actually a cage there that sometimes other people have put there, but sometimes we put on there ourselves, that we don't actually break free from it. Don't you think? There's so many people walking around in cages, sometimes that they bring it upon themselves or choices they've made without realizing it.
I think everyone puts a cage up occasionally, depending where they're going through at their time in life. What's happening? If everything's going great, the cages tend to come down, and when they're struggling, the cages tend to go up.
No, I think there's a difference between a mask or a shield that we put on against the world, depending on what happens in their life. That's one thing, but then putting a cage where we chain ourselves to a story or a situation and tell ourselves a story that doesn't serve us. It's until you walk out that door that you've created and fly free. You're going to be stuck in that
What stories did you
cage.
tell yourself that didn't serve you?
Oh, well. So, for anyone
Needle pulling
listening.
thread.
No. So Ben knows me very well. How long has it been?
I haven't got a watch on. No.
14 years.
Yeah,
I
something
reckon
like that,
2012. So 14 years. And Ben has been a very big part of helping me break down the cages. Yes, you have. Because you always call me out on my bullshit. And I love that about you. Okay.
It's a bad habit of mine.
Oh, it's a
Some
great
people
habit.
don't take it as well as you.
It's kindness. It is. Calling people out on their bullshit and being accountable means that you care, and it's your way of showing love.
True.
So, one of the stories I used to tell myself, or the ones that you used to call me out on very early on when we met, was my story about being Asian. You know, I used to always say, oh, I don't do this because I'm Asian, or Asians don't do things like that. Like, that's the story about how we should be submissive, or we should be quiet, or we should be like good girls. So that was one of the stories I used to tell myself all the time. And then another one would be where you'd get me to embrace my, I'm really feeling uncomfortable saying this. I'm getting so much better, but like embrace my body.
Yeah.
Like I'd cover myself up from head to toe.
Yes.
And I remember when I came,
You're about to impale yourself.
when I used to come and visit you at the farm, and we'd go swimming and we'd go to the beach, and you'd be like, wear a bikini. And I'd be like, I can't wear a bikini because I'm Asian. or Asians don't do that, or it's too revealing, or it's too provocative.
God,
And then what did you used to tell me? Exactly that. God's truth. How Aussie is that? God's truth.
Yeah.
Blimey. And then slowly after time and after so much encouragement from you, I would slowly just untangle that story where even if I'm a mum, I can still wear a bikini, or even if I'm Asian, I can be, or whatever my age, or whatever story I had in my head, it'd be like, just shut up and just wear a bikini, because why? Life's too short.
Absolutely.
And if you've got a body, what did you tell me today in the car?
Flaunt it.
Flaunt it. If you've got a body, flaunt it. No
Enjoy
matter
life.
what body,
Yeah.
no matter what body shape
If
you
you're
have.
comfortable in it, then go for it.
Yeah, it was getting comfortable in it.
Yeah.
That was the problem for me. But I'm getting better. These days I'm much more better than I used to be.
Absolutely. Yeah, I agree.
The Asian and then the dressing like a nun.
I've never understood the Asian thing.
Me?
Yeah, I keep looking at, from my side, we're all Australians. So, some people look a bit different to the other. The Asian culture, you're Australian.
Yeah.
And I know it's very different for you, but for me, I don't. When I was very young, my father hammered into me, you'll find good people and bad people in all types. There's no one lot better than the other. And I always took that on board. So I took everyone that I met on how I found them, not on what other people said about them. And for the most part,
agree.
it served me well. There's always exceptions to the rule, but that's life.
It's so true because it doesn't matter who you meet. It depends on how they are as an individual.
Yeah,
And it's up to you to determine whether, they're part of your value system or not.
true.
I often say, because I work with tradies and blue-collared people a lot, and I also work with white-collared and people that are in boardrooms and executives and all that sort of stuff. And I always say that I prefer hanging out with the guys in the trenches a lot more because it's real. My thing is, actually, with all the people that I meet, like I'll take you at any value, at face value, and as long as you're real. Like I don't like games. And I find that down in the trenches, it's more real. And there's more humility. That's
Yes.
my preference.
How have you found raising two girls by yourself while running your business?
It's not been easy, but I have really enjoyed it. It makes me more focused because I have got so many things to do running a business and raising the girls. And the girls were so young when I became a single parent that the precious time that I did have, I couldn't waste it. So it made me lean into the girls much more. And the time that we had, I just made sure that it was quality time together. I think a lot of it has to do with my own upbringing and seeing the way that I was raised in my family nest, and I didn't have a great family experience. So I wanted to make sure that, like, how sometimes you can go and do this, you can repeat the same cycle.
Yes.
Or sometimes you can go the polar opposite. I swung completely the other way. And however way my environment was, I just wanted to make sure that my girls and I had a really good relationship and they had a really positive experience where they felt loved and supported. So how did I go about raising the girls and running my business? It was meaningful. Like, I enjoyed running my business and I enjoyed working, but I didn't want it to be at the expense of not having a family. And then I love being a mum and I loved raising the girls and the relationship I have with them, but it wasn't at the expense of not being able to use my brain because I get so much joy out of working, making my own money, and being able to go out into the world and be more than just a mum and be a parent. So I wanted to make sure I had the best of both worlds, so I did it as best as I could.
Did you always want kids?
Yeah. I really, really respect people that I meet in the world where they don't want to have children. And the reason why I respect them is not because they don't want to have children. Like, you do whatever decision is right for you. But I never, I was a teenager, a young adult, boyfriend, married, children. Like, it was kind of like just what's the next step in the process. And I actually never stopped to think, do I want children? Do I not want children? Do I want to be married? Do I not want to be married? I always wanted to be married and I always wanted to have kids. So that was a very natural progression for me. But when I meet people and they're like, no, we decided we don't want to have children, I really respect that because I actually took a moment to just think about the decision they were going to make, and they're very active in their decisions about having a family or not. Whereas some people, it's just like the next step, and you just go along and they actually realize in time they actually didn't want children, but they didn't stop to think about it. So it was one of those things I was saying to you and Nick just the other night. When I talk to my children, it's like I actively say to them, you can go to uni, you cannot go to uni. You can have children, you can not have children. You can get married or not get married, because I don't want them to ever feel pressure from me. Because sometimes there is pressure that's unspoken, and I never want them to ever think or feel that I have pressured them in any way. I'll always support them in whatever decisions they make. So then whatever choice they make is up to them, but I want them to stop and think about it. Like, do you want to have children? Because it's okay. There's a choice there. You don't have to have children, or you don't have to get married, or you can choose whatever gender, whatever sex you want. The choice is yours. So I always wanted to have children. I've always known that I want to have children, and it's one of the greatest gifts that I have in my life that they've given me to become a parent. Because I think if I wasn't a mum, like, I can imagine just working the corporate ladder or working in the business and then just turning off every other aspect of my life. And I just focus in and do work and do it well and make a lot of money. But they ground me, and they bring the humanness back into me, and they make me feel with my heart, and they make me softer, and they make me kinder, and they make me more patient, and they test every one of my emotions, but they make me feel human. So they're been a really great gift to me.
That's a great answer.
Yeah.
What do you really think?
Yeah.